Testing. Testing. It's working. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live. I am Ethan's NBA Talk, host of Ethan's NBA Talk channel. Happy spring holidays, ladies and gentlemen. If wherever you guys celebrate out there at springtime, we have a lot to uncover today, including how Cooper Flagg had scored 50 points yesterday, and the fact that Luka Doncic is out for the rest of the season. So we'll get into all that tonight. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications so you won't miss out on any of these shorts, videos, or lives that I make. Make sure to like this live stream if you've enjoyed. And without further ado, we will get into it, starting off with a sip of water today. I usually take a sip of something before I start yapping, so we'll do that. And we'll also wait for like a few people to come in as well. So yeah, surprising that tomorrow is Easter. Usually, Easter is on the first game of the NBA playoffs, the first round. All the game ones will be on. Usually, it's usually the Saturday before Easter, and then the Easter Sunday the playoffs start. But no, we still have one more week of the NBA, and right now we have a lot of things to uncover tonight. Today. Right now, it's 1:15 p.m. Eastern time right now, and yeah, so make sure you stay tuned. Grab your snacks, grab whatever you need to grab before I get into loads of stuff. If you guys feel like I'm missing any big news that I haven't shared, make sure to feel free to ask me questions in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you guys. So, yeah, as you can see, the title of this video, okay, we have 10 people in right now. The title of this video is NBA latest news, including Cooper Flagg dropped 51, Luka out for the whole season, and more. So we got a lot of stuff, but the main stuff is that stuff that you can see on the title. So Cooper Flagg, all you can do is just clap for him, right? Youngest player in NBA history. He's 19 years old. I believe he just turned 19 just before Christmas, I believe. What is up, Finley? Welcome to the live. Cooper Flagg dropped 51 points yesterday. He dropped 49 in like December. And what is up, Addy? Welcome to the live. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think so Luka Doncic is not going to be MVP because he won't meet the 65 game requirement, but I also think he's trying to fight it because he did miss a few games for the birth of his child, so he might they might like forget about those games and might get on to might get to still be MVP. But yeah, unfortunately, we had how great of a season he's had, and he's not winning MVP. But I even if he did, even if Luka Doncic was healthy, I don't think he should win MVP. Who do you think will win MVP? I think Wemby will win it, if I'm being honest, and I don't think it should happen. We will get into that later in the live stream, but I don't think Wemby should win MVP. I think it should be either Shea or Jokic that wins MVP. I just don't think Wemby's a great player, but yeah, I don't see why he should be winning MVP. But yeah, let's get into how great Cooper Flagg is. Cooper Flagg, 51 points in a loss, but by the way, in a loss. Um, you know, just the Mavericks are not good, obviously, but Cooper Flagg is giving some these fans something to cheer about in Dallas, and as much as I would love to see VJ Edgecombe of my Philadelphia 76ers win Rookie of the Year, uh, it wouldn't surprise me to see the Rookie of the Year go to Cooper Flagg. I think Cooper Flagg has been the best rookie all season and will deservedly win Rookie of the Year. So especially we getting 49 earlier this year, now getting 51. He averages just under 21 points per game. He is a really good player. Kyle Knuppel is also really great, but yeah, I just think Cooper Flagg has been the better player, and I think he'll win MVP. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it does go to Kyle Knuppel. Kyle Knuppel also deserves Rookie of the Year, but at this point, I think it's between those two. I don't think anybody else really will compete for that Rookie of the Year. I think it will be Kyle Knuppel and Cooper Flagg. So I think it should go to Cooper Flagg, but let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you guys think that it should go to Cooper Flagg? Con Cooper think somebody else should win Rookie of the Year? Let me know. But I just think Cooper Flagg has been really good this season. And also, who knows? Maybe he was they were the right decision to pretty much trade Luka for Cooper Flagg. Maybe Cooper Flagg will be better than Luka. Who knows? For now, I mean, I don't think. I'm not too sure if he will be because Luka Doncic's numbers are just insane. But if you look at Cooper Flagg, he had a pretty similar rookie season to Luka in terms of statistics. And I do think Cooper Flagg has a lot to offer for this Dallas Mavericks team. Dallas are 13th in the West. That's expected for a team that is rebuilding, that is trying to build around Cooper Flagg. And yeah, I mean, the Mavericks obviously we know don't have that great of a team outside of Cooper Flagg anymore. Kyrie Irving's been out this whole season. That's obviously a big problem. They traded Anthony Davis away. Just not good for the Mavericks. Now, here's something that shocked me, okay? Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons is set to come back in 1 week. Now, look, with his injury sounded serious. I mean, a collapsed lung. Like, I thought that was going to be something serious, and it might still be pretty serious, but I thought he was definitely going to be out this whole season, not even be able to compete in the playoffs. But if he comes back in 1 week, then this Pistons team could do something, maybe. And yeah, they could do something. I personally don't think they get anywhere past maybe second round of conference finals, but unless something changes for me. But I just think the East has been really competitive. I think the Hawks are creeping up there. I think the Cavs are creeping up there. The Knicks are really good. The Celtics are extremely good. So, yeah, my Sixers are slowly creeping up there, getting healthy, getting back Paul George, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, which we will talk about in a little bit. Yeah. So, but Cade Cunningham has a great chance. Welcome in to the live van. I think Cameron will probably go number 1 in the draft. Probably. Horrible mistake that he made in that game against UConn. horrible mistake, but I think he'll probably still go number one pick. I feel like just a lot of teams like have been wanting him all season, but you know, um, we'll see. Have to see come draft time. We'll have to see. Also, it also depends on which team wins the lottery as well. Wins the draft lottery. Who gets the number one pick? Because teams will probably be looking to see what they need on their team before they make that pick. Before they decide who they want on their team. So like this if the let's say the Spurs were still bad, and you know a center or somebody was the top pick in the draft. I don't think they would go for the center because they have Victor Wembanyama, but I think the Warriors could potentially get out of the play-in tournament. Yeah, I do because Steph Curry. I'm going to say this right now. So Steph Curry will come back tomorrow against Houston. Remember, the Warriors are 13-25 without Steph Curry this season. They are 23-16 with Steph Curry. They are 10th in the West all season. But I do think that they could at least get out of the play-in tournament if they can at least get Steph Curry back. Without Jimmy Butler, I don't think they make any run in the playoffs. I don't think they will win a series, maybe even a game in a series. But I do think that maybe they can get out of the play-in tournament with Steph Curry, and it also depends on who they draw in the play-in tournament. If they end up facing the Portland Trailblazers, if they if they get the Portland Trailblazers in the play-in tournament, then you know they might have a shot because the Blazers are inexperienced. But if they let's say draw the Clippers, then that will be a tough one for them. Who do you predict will get draft pick number one next season? For the draft, I think I mean the draft is so predictable. I don't know who will get the number one draft pick. I mean, it might go to somebody we don't expect. Like last two seasons, right? We've had the Mavericks. We have the Mavericks getting number one pick last year, which we should have seen coming because that was some scripted stuff right there. That was such a obvious corruption that was. And then the Hawks the season before, when they had like a 3% chance to get the number one pick, got the number one pick, and they drafted Zachary Ricochet. So anything is possible. Anything is possible. Is Anthony Davis's career over due to injury and being on the Wizards? I don't think his career is necessarily over, but it's getting close, right? It's getting close. I mean, and you mentioned being on the Wizards. That's a downfall. You were just on the Lakers a couple years ago in the conference finals and stuff like that, like on a popular team like Los Angeles, and now you're on the Wizards and you're not even playing, and you could potentially be backup to Alex Sarr or playing with Alex Sarr. I don't know. Yep, the Sixers are my favorite team. Van Tamban always will be, always will be. I'm wearing my Tyrese Maxey shirt today, and we play the Detroit Pistons tonight, and that is going to be a tough game. Even without Cade Cunningham, that's going to be a tough game for us, especially because we played the Timberwolves yesterday, So that's going to be tough to be having back to back games tonight. Who knows? Maybe we can get the job done. Uh, Another thing I want to talk about is so Luka Doncic is out the rest of the season. Uh, like we talked about earlier, how he was out for the rest of the season and how he's not going to win MVP. He has a hamstring injury. It just sucks to see. I've said before that I don't think Luka should be winning MVP anyway. I think it should go either Shea or Jokic. But like just it sucks to see a player of his level go down with an injury like that. Someone who is a superstar in this league, at least a top three player in the NBA, and to see just him go down with that injury. I hate to see anybody go down with an injury. I hate it when people get injured. It's a sad part about the NBA. It's sad part about any sport to see a player go down with an injury. I don't care he if you don't like the player. I don't care if he plays for a rival team. Like for me as a Sixers fan, if a Celtics player goes down, you guys know how much I hate the Celtics. If a Celtics player goes down with an injury, then I feel gutted for that player and for the fans because you never want to see that happen. And with Luka, a player of his level, to go down with an injury after a great season is just a really unfortunate. We don't know if he'll miss the playoffs or not. We only know that he'll miss the regular season, and it's due to a hamstring injury, which we've seen that a lot in the NBA. If Embiid was traded to the Wizards in exchange for Anthony Davis, would you be happy? Hell no. I'm being honest. Absolutely not. That if we oh my god, I can't even think about that. I would not never want Anthony Davis to come anywhere near my Sixers. Especially trading Embiid, who I know Embiid's also injury prone, but at least when he plays, he's actually one of the top players in the NBA, and he's been playing lately, and he's been one of the top players in the NBA. If he played the 65 games this season, he could be one of the MVP candidates this season. Yeah, I watch the NFL sometimes. Like I I don't watch it as much as other sports. Like I usually watch the NBA the most. Obviously, I have League Pass, so I watch a lot of NBA games. Uh, I like to watch the NHL. My Philadelphia Flyers slowly creeping the way up the standings for those playoffs. Um, I love watching MLS and stuff like that, but I do watch NFL as well. My Philadelphia Eagles were absolutely horrible towards the end of this season and pretty much the entire season. But hopefully we get back onto this. Hopefully the Eagles are back to the Super Bowl this year. Yeah, Van Tam Van. The Sixers are in the playoffs right now. They are in sixth place in the Eastern Conference. Um, Hopefully that stays that way. I'm not. I don't care if we climb up to, like, if we don't climb up to the fifth seed. I just want to stay out of the seventh seed or lower. Like, I don't want to be playing a playing game. I just want to get to that top six and play the first round series. Hopefully, maybe we'll upset the Knicks in the first round. That would be very nice. I mean, we did beat them twice in Madison Square Garden. We lost them both times in Philly. Uh, Xfinity Mobile Arena. But yeah, so it's hopefully the Sixers. I will get to them later today about how I think they have a shot to maybe do something. I'm still not too sure yet. Defense does scare me at times. Another thing I'm gonna. What are your goals in the playoffs for the Sixers? Uh, I expect them to maybe to maybe get out of the playing tournament. Like I said, maybe get top six, and then like put up a fight against if they play the Knicks, like because the Knicks are the third seed right now. If the Sixers can put up at least a fight against them and maybe take it to game 6 or game 7, that would be good. Because I know I don't think me personally as a Sixers fan, I think that you know I know we've got a lot to work on for our team. I don't think our defense has been that good. I think our offensive rebounding is hard, or not our offensive rebound, just our rebounding in general has been awful lately. But we still been winning games, which is the important thing. We put up 150 plus points in 2 of our last 4 games. Um, so yeah, that's good that we beat Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves yesterday. So just really uh, just depends on injuries. If we have a lot of injuries towards the playoffs, then I don't really expect us to do much. But if we are healthy, I do expect them to hopefully put up a fight. I don't expect them to beat the Knicks though. Yes, I heard something about how the Seattle Supersonics and the Las Vegas team is coming to the West. So is it are they gonna like move? I think they're gonna move one of the West teams into the East, like maybe the Grizzlies. I think they're gonna move into the East or something like that. I heard. Uh, yeah, but that would be interesting to have an expansion team. It would be. I feel like the Las Vegas team will be great right off the bat because I think they would have a lot of money. Um, like for example, with in the NHL, where the Vegas Golden Knights, who came to the league in like 2017, on their second year of existence, they made the Stanley Cup Finals. So we'll maybe see the Vegas team up there. If the Sixers beat the Pistons in 7, I would feel very excited. If we win a series in this playoffs, it would be the most amazing. It would be more than I expected because I didn't expect us to get. If you look at my standings predictions, I predicted my Sixers to finish 11th in the East this season because just simply because of injuries, and we've had a lot of injuries this season, but we've still held in, and I'm very thrilled at that. I think Nick Nurse has coached this team very well. I think this team has a lot of work, like I said, but I think that will be great if we beat any team in the first round. Something I want to talk about real quickly. I'm not going to get too much into it. Another thing to just throw out there: Jaden Ivey was waived from the Chicago Bulls, because of some Pride Month comments that he made earlier this week. But I don't want to get too much into that. I just want to throw it out that Jaden Ivey has been waived from the Bulls. And now another thing I want to talk about is that Wemby, in my opinion, let me first to answer this question. Grizzlies and Timberwolves would be moved to Eastern from the rumors. Okay, I think that makes sense to me. That makes sense. I thought that they were gonna plan to. I didn't hear. So at first, I didn't think that they would bring back a Seattle team, the Seattle Supersonics. I thought they would bring back the Vegas team, and then maybe get an expansion team for the Eastern Conference, like maybe Nashville team that comes to the East, or maybe Pittsburgh if they could pull that off. You know, it's just something on the East Coast. Maybe another. I was gonna say a New Jersey team, but the Brooklyn Nets are kind of like that New Jersey team that people love, that people in like North Jersey love, like around East Rutherford area, probably love the Nets. Cooper Flagg scored 51 points, bro. Does he still deserve Rookie of the Year? Like I said, he absolutely does deserve Rookie of the Year, and I would have loved to see VJ Edgecombe of my Sixers win Rookie of the Year, but it's not going to go to him. Cooper Flagg deserves the MVP in my opinion. Uh, but I wouldn't be too angry if Con Canupo wins MVP. I mean, Con Canupo has also been great this season, setting Charlotte Hornets franchise record for threes in the season, setting a rookie record in threes. Uh, Katie back to Seattle. That's, that's a crazy thing to think about. I think I'll stay with Houston for now. That'll be nice if he comes back to, like, before he retires. He'll come back to Seattle for one more season. Here's what I want to talk about. Wemby shouldn't win MVP, and for this reason, this is my main reason why. I get that he doesn't play the minutes like Jokic and Shea does, and I understand that very much. I get that he doesn't. He only plays just under 30 minutes, right? But I just don't see Wembanyama as a player like Jokic or Shea. I think Shea has shown himself as the best guard in the NBA. Maybe you can make an argument that Luka's the best guard, but Shea has dominated this season. He was a very efficient player this season, shooting around 55%. Um, and people are going to say free throw merchant, and that's nonsense. Sometimes he is okay. Sometimes he flops a little bit, but that's the NBA nowadays. A lot of people in the NBA foul bait a lot. You know, James Harden. As much as I'm a fan of James Harden, he invented that. He invented the get get in front of the defender, snap the head back, and draw the contact from behind. Um, so it's normal to go to the free throw line in today's NBA, and Shea takes advantage of how good he is at drawing fouls. And as you can see, he's averaging around 32 points per game with that, and that's really good from him. Another thing about Jokic as well that he's better on, Jokic, for a guy as tall as Wemby as well, you would expect him to be getting rebound after rebound, and Jokic has a higher amount of rebounds than Wemby, and much more assists. The guy is a walking triple double, and I don't think the Nuggets are that good outside of Jokic and Jamal Murray, but I do think that they need to stay healthy. I do think Aaron Gordon needs to be healthy, especially. That'll be a big important part of their defense. And I know a lot of people like to say that Wemby has the 3 blocks per game, and he should be MVP for that. But you gotta remember, the guy is 7'4". He better get a lot of blocks. I'd want him to get a lot of blocks, but obviously you can't control how tall he is. But I'm saying that Wemby is not. He's a great player, but he's not what people make it seem to be. And I think that Jokic or Shea should be MVP. VJ could be the next franchise player for the Sixers. Yeah, I mean, Wemby, that would be nice for his career if you can win MVP over Shea. All right, see you, Van Tam Van. Thanks for joining the live and talking a lot about the latest news in the NBA. I appreciate you hanging out for about half an hour now. Sixers. So the next thing I want to talk about now is that the Sixers are healthy. Would you believe it? Would you believe that my Sixers are healthy? Yeah, have a good one, Van Tam Van. Thanks for joining. And always gotta. I used to play basketball, but I'm I'm not that good at it. You guys have to see my jump shot one of these days. But anyway, the Sixers are healthy. Would you believe it? The Sixers, my Sixers are healthy. Um, but let's get into it. There are six in the Eastern Conference right now. Paul George, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, all playing together. That is insane. And Kelly Oubre is also back as well. That's even more amazing. I think my Sixers have a shot to do something. Maybe they can upset one of those top teams like the Knicks, Pistons, or maybe even the Celtics. I'm not saying we could beat the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics are really good, but we can upset somebody or maybe just push to make them earn the series win. That will be really great. And you know, the like I've said this in previous seasons, but I'll say it now: the NBA playoffs are harder than ever to predict this time around. The playoffs are very hard to predict this time because we have had a lot of injuries. We've had unexpected teams come up, like the Raptors come up, the Hawks come up. We've seen the Cavs doing better. The Magic are really, really disappointing this season. Paolo Banchero has been very disappointing this season. Miami Heat are starting to get a little bit better. I see the Hornets are in the mix. Can you believe that? You know, my Sixers. We've seen the Pacers be the worst team in the East this year due to a lot of injuries. We are not seeing the Bucks in the playoffs this time. So there's a lot to see. The Bulls are not in the play-in. There's a lot of craziness that's happening, and it's going to be very hard playoffs to predict. But let me know your guys's. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts. Who is going to win the NBA championship? I'm not going to say my prediction right now because that will be for another video. That will be for my full playoff bracket predictions. Where I'll do play-in bracket. I'll do playoff bracket. It's going to be a fun time. So make sure you stay tuned in for that. I'm going to start wrapping up here for the night. We've been on for just over a half an hour now, exploring the latest news in the NBA. So it's been a fun time. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.